Welcome to Books versus Movies, the podcast where I try to answer the age-old question, is the book really always better than the movie? I'm Yuvia, an actress and book lover based out of the New York City area, and today we will be talking about The Pale Blue Eye by Bayard and its 2022 adaptation starring Christian Bale and Harry Melling, The Pale Blue Eye. All right, surprise! Do you hear this? Do you hear the quality of audio that is coming into your ears right now? That is because I am recording in an actual podcast studio, and I'm really excited about that. This is all thanks to P&T Knitwear Books. It is a bookstore and podcast studio on the Lower East Side, so please, if you are ever in this area, come support them. I cannot thank them enough for this opportunity, so thank you to Serge and Elliot for making this possible. I'm so excited, and yeah, this is the big surprise. This is the reason why there was a pause, and although honestly in the release schedule I said there was going to be a pause, there actually wasn't a pause. We're going straight into it, and there was a pause, a very, very long pause in recording, but yeah, not in release schedule. So yes, again, thank you so much to P&T Knitwear, to Serge, and to Elliot for helping make this possible. I'm very excited, and I hope you're excited for the obvious boost in sound quality. I'm still getting a little used to not speaking as loudly as I usually do. I'm definitely talking a lot lower, and I mean, obviously I can adjust the mic volume, the mic settings and everything, so I can talk at my normal volume, but I don't know, it feels a little good to not project. I'm used to projecting all the time, and it's just my training as an actor, so this is good practice to kind of just, talk at a more conversational tone. All right, so let's get started. The Pale Blue Eye by Bayard is set in the 1830s in West Point Academy and the West Point Academy area, and we open on a body that is being said died by suicide, but it's looking more like it was murder. So the West Point, heads of West Point, I don't know what they're called, the colonels and generals, I don't know. So the West Point Academy instructors hire August Lander to come investigate the suspicious circumstances of this body's death. Augustus Landor is a former police detective, and he is now just a disgruntled person living close to West Point, and he enlists the help of a student who is eager to help him. This student is Edgar Allan Poe. The 2022 adaptation, The Pale Blue Eye, stars Christian Bale as Augustus Lander, who is a former police detective hired to investigate the murder of a West Point cadet. So yes, I said that A Monster Calls was going to be my shortest podcast episode ever, and I lied. It's definitely going to be this one, mainly because it's a very, very faithful adaptation. There isn't much to add to it, and yeah, I don't have much to say about this. My feelings are not very strong towards the book or the film either way, so I won't be adding a lot. As always, there will be spoilers. So if this is a mystery, if you want to solve the mystery on your own, be sure to read the book, watch the movie, either or, honestly, and you will and solve the case on your own without these spoilers. But I will say, because this is such a faithful adaptation, I won't be spoiling like the major plot twist. There will be like minor spoilers, but like the major plot twist, honestly, you can listen to this episode, I think, and still have and still be surprised by the book and the film. So that's the nice thing about extremely faithful mystery adaptations, is that I don't need to spoil it by saying how the plot twist was changed or wasn't. All right, so as I said, not too many changes. Really, one of the bigger changes is that Poe is in love with a girl named Leah Marquis, and at one point he and Lander are invited over to her house, and her father is like part of the West Point Academy officials, so he has a very important role at West Point. Her brother is one of the cadets at West Point, so they have a lot of influence at West Point. And at one point they both get invited to their house and they head on over, and at one point in the book, everyone is enthralled by Leah playing the piano, and they stay behind in the room to listen to her play, and Lander heads off to explore the house. As he is exploring the house, he gets attacked. He doesn't know by who. He gets attacked. There's a scuffle. The person escapes before he can see any kind of revealing information about who this person that attacked him could be. This doesn't happen in the film. In the film, he does go exploring the house. He comes into the closet. In the book, the closet is very dark. He's attacked from behind, so he absolutely has no idea who this person is. The person is able to get away completely. In the film, he is not attacked. He does go into the closet. It's very well lit. He finds a clue in one of the jackets that belongs to Cadet Marquis, and he isn't attacked. Instead, the lady of the house, Mrs. Marquis, walks in and says, what are you doing here? And he just says, just looking at your house. It's very nice. And she's like, okay, well, that's nice. Maybe you should, join the rest of the party. So she's the one that prevents him from seeing more of the house, and that's just because she walks in on him and basically tells him to leave, but she doesn't attack him. At one point, and another major change is that at one point, Leah essentially tries to seduce Lander so her motivation in seducing him is basically being like, my brother's not. Her brother ends up being the number one suspect in this murder investigation. And at one point she goes up to Lander and is like, my brother's innocent. And she tries to seduce him so that he won't accuse her brother of being a cold-blooded killer. And obviously this doesn't work. He rejects her advances and says, I know your brother's involved in some shape, way, or form. And she gets mad and she storms off and she runs into the arms of Poe. She does not try to seduce him or convince him of her brother's innocence in the film. She doesn't need to. She has Poe for that. Poe, anytime Lander brings up the Marquis' son, Poe is like, no, Leah says he's a nice guy and I trust Leah, so he cannot be involved in the murder in any shape, way, or form. And yeah, those are really only the big changes in the film and the book. There are some other like minor ones, but because I can actually not spoil the plot twist, I'm not going to bring those up, or I'm not going to bring one of them up. The other one the final one that I will bring up that I feel like I do need to bring up is that Poe is a little bit more obsessed with Leah in the book than he is in the film. We do end up finding out that Leah is not as nice and innocent as Poe makes her out to seem, and in the book, this is kind of the downfall. This brings about the end of the relationship between himself and Lander, is just that he can't look past what happened between Lander and Leah and him, and really Lander causes something to happen to Leah that Poe does not approve of, and his love, quote unquote love, that he has for her kind of prevents him from seeing the rationality behind Lander's very, the actions he commits make total sense. In the film, he doesn't 100% forgive Lander by any means, but he does understand why Lander did what he did. And their relationship is broken, but they do have a nice moment of one final connection between the two of them before Poe walks out the door, and presumably they never see each other again. In the book, it's very obvious they don't see each other again. As I said, Poe just cannot forgive Lander, and when Lander tries to reach out to him one final time, Poe is nowhere to be found. In this one, just Poe walks out the door, and then we head to the end, which is the exact same ending as the book, which again, I actually don't think I needed to give a spoiler alert for this one. So that's actually really nice. But you got it, you have it, do with it as you will. So yeah, otherwise this is a pretty faithful adaptation. This is one of the rare instances in which you can watch the film and take a quiz on the book and probably still pass it. So yeah, there isn't much to say beyond that. So let's get into the nitty-gritty about how I feel about both the film and the book. So I do want to say I am not a Christian Bale fan. I am not. When people ask me why, I'm not. There's just some actors that no matter how much people claim they're like one of the greatest actors of our generation, we just don't like them. For my mom, it's Tom Hanks. For some of my friends, it's Ryan Gosling. For me, it's Christian Bale. I cannot stand him. Especially when people have that actor that they're just like, I just don't like him. There's just something about him that rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like him. For another one of my friends, it's Saoirse Ronan. So, you know, we all have that one actor, you know, no matter how lauded, how decorated they are with awards or whatever, we just don't like them. And like I said, for me, that's Christian Bale. So for me, Christian Bale is Lander. I was not a fan. He did fine, I guess. No major complaints. I mean, he played the role well, but do I have something positive to say about the role? Not really. Not other than he was fine. Nothing special about him. So yeah, do not judge me for not liking Christian Bale, because I know you have an actor or an actress that you cannot stand. So just leave me alone in my Christian Bale dislike. Anyway, so yes. So yeah, Christian Bale was fine. Don't have anything positive or negative to say about him either way. Harry Melling as Poe was a pleasant surprise, in my opinion. You have definitely seen Harry Melling if you are a Harry Potter fan. He is the one and only Dudley Dursley in the Harry Potter franchise. So I know he's like done other acting projects. The Queen's Gambit, I think, is the most famous role he's known for outside of Harry Potter. But this is my first time seeing him act outside of the Harry Potter franchise, and I thought it was pleasantly surprising. I really enjoyed his performance, and yeah, I mean, he had the American dialect down, sounded very native, and yeah, just I thought he was a good Poe. As I said, the film is a very faithful adaptation. There isn't much to add outside of that. So yeah, like I said, I really don't have much more to add outside of that. I just wanted to provide context as to maybe why I didn't have much more to add to that. And I mean, Christian Bale leading a film, it's, you know, kind of hard to wrap my head around that, just since I'm not a fan. But anyway, let's get into it. I rated The Pale Blue Eye, the book, 3 out of 5 stars, and I rated the film 4 out of 5 stars, which is very generous considering I don't like Christian Bale. What pushed the film over the edge for me personally was I finished reading the book and we get to the plot twist, and I read the plot twist and I didn't really understand it, so I read it again and I still didn't understand it. I got like the main plot twist, but like the little minor details that are revealed about how the plot twist came to be, that's what was really confusing to me. In the film, we had the visual medium showing us the plot twist and exactly how it ended up working out. So I understood the plot twist, or the logistics of the plot twist, in the way that I didn't with the book. And that is what pushed the film over the edge for me. Otherwise, honestly, I thought they were both just okay. I wasn't really crazy about the film. I wasn't really crazy about the book either. I feel like I need to alter my rating from 4 stars to 3.5 stars for the film. So that means the film is still better than the book, in my opinion, in this case. But also, Poe was just a lot more likable in the film than he was in the book. Poe is just like this whiny little lovesick puppy kid, and it was just so annoying. So the Poe in the film was a lot more tolerable. Some of you may be asking, Edgar Allan Poe, why is he there? Which is what Orlando, my husband, asked. No reason, really, other than this is the author's MO. He loves to write fictional stories about characters, fictional or otherwise. The first book I read by him was called Jackie and Me, which is a fictional story of Jackie Kennedy and her friendship with this guy. This book is just incorporates Edgar Allan Poe, and he also has a book about Tiny Tim, I think written from the point of Tiny Tim as an adult. So this is just the author's MO, no reason really to incorporate Edgar Allan Poe outside of that. So yeah, this is not inspired by any real events that happened at West Point. This is not inspired by anything real that happened with Edgar Allan Poe. This is just the author's MO. This is the type of storytelling he likes to do. So yeah, that's it for this episode of Books versus Movies. Thanks for tuning in. Next time we will be talking about Pachinko by Min Jin Lee and its mini-series, or I guess now it's a series, because I feel like mini-series has to, the definition of like a mini-series is it's literally just one season long, and a series is an actually has more than one season. So actually, next episode is going to be a very special episode of Books versus TV series Pachinko by Min Jin Lee and its 22 adaptation Pachinko on Apple TV. Thank you so much.